For this video, I'm going to discuss about annuities. Okay, an annuity is a series of equal payments occurring at equal periods of time. So, series of equal payments at equal periods of time. Okay. Symbols and their meaning. Symbols na makita na to din sa annuity. We have P, present value or value of sum of money at present. F, future value or value of sum of money at some future time. A, series of periodic equal amounts of money. A. N, number of interest periods. And I, interest per interest period. So, there are 4 types of annuity. Okay. The first one is the ordinary annuity. An ordinary annuity is one where the payments are made at the end of each period, beginning on the first period. Okay? So, ang payment does or kung ordinary annuity, the payment is made or the payments are made at the end of each period, starting with the first period. Okay, so on a time scale, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, n minus 1, n minus 2. This is period number 1, first period. No? Then 1 to 2, second period, third, fourth, and then from n minus 1 to n, nth period last. No? Nth period. Now, 0 is the beginning of the period. Okay? Beginning of period 1. And then 1 is the end of period 1. Now, for period number 2, this one, ang 1 na sad ang beginning, ang 2 na sad ang end. And sa last na period, nth period, n minus 1 in the beginning, ang end ayon ang end of the period. Okay. So, go back to definition. The payments are made at the end of each period. Therefore, for period number 1, ang payment niya na dili sa 1. Kay end sa period man. Okay na dili. Ana. A. For period number 2, from 1 to 2, that's period number 2. Na dili beginning, na di ang end. So, na dili ang payment na to. And palayo na siya. 3, 4, dili. And for this last period, nth period, beginning, end. So, nadiri ang payment. Okay. This is ordinary annuity. Okay? So, mo niyang cash flow balance. So, magkuha tag P, kana, present value. Napo diri ang F. Okay, sa last. Okay. So, how do we solve for F given ang A? How do we solve for P given A? Okay. So, practical analysis is this. Okay. Consider everything. Consider A as F. And then every F, you get the value of P. Okay, so, ato ni i-project, there is a 0. Oh, tanan, i-add na to ba? So, kana A, project na to, as well as, kana. And so on. And then i-add ayon na to tanan. That's equal to P. Okay. So, every A there is considered as F. So, F, you solve for P. Diba, the formula is, when you solve for P, that's F times 1 plus I raised to negative n. So, in this case, for this one, ang n is negative 1. Kay 1 period man, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And then sa pinaka-last is negative n. Diba? So, i-add na tanan mo na ang P. So, finding P when A is given. So, sorry. This one. Oh, so mao ni ang sum sa tanan. For this one, it's a 1 plus I raised to -1, -2, -3, and so on. Ang pinaka-last is raised to -n. Okay. So mura na siya if 1 plus I raised to negative. I-add na. So here we are trying to derive the formula. So next is multiply this equation by 1 plus I. So the result is P 1 plus I. -1, 1 plus I raised to -1 times 1 plus I, it becomes 0 kay 1 man eh. So -1 plus 1, 0. So ang result sa first term is A na lang niya. While this one, -2 plus 1, -1 na siya. -3 plus 1, -2. Kana na yun, kung i-distribute nimo negative, that's -n plus 1. Plus 1 po, this becomes -n plus 2. So kung i-factor na po nimo negative, that's negative tapos parenthesis n minus 2 na dayon. Okay, like this one. So this term multiplied by this 1 plus I mo ang result. Second term times 1 plus I man -1 na lang. -3 plus 1, -2. So kani -n plus 1 na. So kung extract nimo ang negative, n minus 1 na negative plus 1 na. Same ani, no? Negative n, i-distribute nimo negative plus 1 siya. Negative n plus 1. Plus 1 dire, so negative n plus 2. Extract balik ang negative, mao ni siya, negative n plus 2. Okay, the next one is subtract the first equation from the second equation. So bale, subtract the first from the second. So it's second minus first. So this is the second minus first. Do not get confused with P plus PI. Okay, dali man na. I-distribute ng P ba? P plus PI. Okay. So second minus first, mag-cancel na eh. P minus P, mag-cancel. -1 o -1, again, exponent -1, mag-cancel. Exponent -2, and this, mag-cancel. Kining -3, mag-cancel siya sa term next ani. Next sa -2, naman kay A dire 1 plus I raised to -3. Mag-cancel siya ani. And then kining negative n minus 2, mag-cancel na siya sa term before ani. Naman kay A dire A 1 plus I raised to negative n minus 2, mag-cancel ani. And then this one, mag-cancel sa. So ang bilin is sa left side is PI equals kini A minus this one. Kana, no? And i-combine na nimo, i-factor out nimo A. So na kay A quantity 1 minus this one. I-divide nimo ang I na kay P. So solving for P gives this one. Mo na ang formula sa P. A second expression sa P is you bring this one sa denominator. So this becomes 1 over 1 plus I raised to positive n. And then you get the LCD. And then ang denominator i-combine sa I. The result is this. So another expression of P. So you can use this one if you want, or this one. Okay. The quantity in brackets is called the uniform series present worth factor and is designated by the functional symbol P slash A I percent N. Read as P given A at I% in n interest periods. So the equation is expressed as this. A times the factor, the uniform series present worth factor. P given A at I% n. So you solve for P given A. So there are books, you can find sa PDF or sa books ang tables nga naani sa nga for a certain I and N, you can get the value of the uniform series present worth factor instead of this one. Okay. But I would like to suggest na mag-memorize na lang ka sa formula because sa board exam, you are not allowed to bring a table. Okay. So, better i-memorize ang formula. Okay. Now, what if kung F ang kaon? You find F when A is given. Okay. Balik ta sa atong time scale. Muna itong payment sa A. Now, since mo na ni ang pinaka-last, na di atong F. So, how do you solve for F? Same sa P. But this time, i-project na to forward. So, i-treat ni mo ni tanan A as P. Given P, you solve for F. And if we go back sa compound interest, if you solve for F, that's P times 1 plus I raised to positive N. Positive N, ha? Okay. So, muna siya itong button. Project na to. And then i-add na to. That's equal to F. Okay. So, kini siya. Kining A, kini siya. No? And no factor kaya nag-coincide man. Tapos kini, 1 period, 2 periods, 3 periods, 4 periods. Ang pinaka-last is N minus 1. Kay ang N, kay dire man sa O, sa 0. Kung kini nga payment i-project nimo forward, N yung exponent. Pero naman to dire. So it's N minus 1, N minus 1, N minus 2, N minus 3, N minus 4. Pero kung ano siya, kini na lahat ni siya. So mo siya ang sum. Okay. Next is i-multiply na sa niya by 1 plus I. And ang result is this. 1 plus I, kana, ma-squared na. Kay plus 1 man, cube raised to 4. Kini, pag mag-plus 1 gani, ma-negative 1 na siya. Kay n minus 2 plus 1, ma-negative 1. N minus 1 plus 1, n na lang. And then subtract the second by the first. Okay. And makancel ang F. Kini 1 plus I makancel. Squared makancel. Cube. Ang 4, ang raised to 4 makancel na dire. Next term ani no. Tapos kining n minus 2 makancel na sa term before ani. A 1 plus I raised to n minus 2 makancel na. And then last is n minus 1. So ang bilin is Fi equals this one minus A din ka. Nakay nga na. So kung i-combine ni mo, positive ni, tapos minus, you can extract A. Ang result is mo niya factor. 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 niya i-divide ni mong I. Mao na siya ang F. Okay. This is the only expression of F kay positive naman ni mong N. And the quantity in brackets is called the uniform series compound amount factor and is designated by the functional symbol F slash A I% N. Read as F given A at I% in N interest periods. The equation is expressed as this one. Again, a table where you can find the value of the uniform series compound amount factor. Okay. Pero pag board exam, dili man allowed, so you better memorize the formula. Now, what if A ang unknown given ang P? Okay. You can just cross multiply the factor. Gibali lang. Gibali lang. And kung imo siyang imuon sa mo ning numerator, denominator para ma-positive n, man sa niyang the other expression. A equals P. And then the quantity in brackets is called the uniform series capital recovery factor, and is designated by the functional symbol A/P I% read as P given A at I% in N interest periods. Okay. And then last is finding A given F. Kana sad. No, gi-reverse sa nimo ang factor niya. Gibali ba? Oh, sorry. This is A. Sorry. This is A and then F. Typo error. This is A equals F. Oh, this one. Typo error. A na siya. A equals F. So the quantity in brackets is called the uniform series sinking fund factor. This one, correct na. A equals F. A given F at I% in N interest periods. Okay. What is important here is the cash flow diagram, no? Na sa cash flow diagram, kung asa na-locate ang first payment, you move back by one period, na dito ang P. And kung asa itong last payment, na dito ang F. Okay, sige. Let us solve this problem. What are the present worth and the accumulated amount of a 10-year annuity paying 10,000 pesos at the end of each year with interest at 15% compounded annually? Okay. Ang periodic payment na 10,000 at the end of each year is consistent with the rate of interest. 15% compounded annually sa consistent siya. Yeah. Okay. So, this is our cash flow. Ato lang gi-cut na to. N raman siya, no? 10-year na annuity. So, dili mag-start 10,000. Pinaka-last 10, di ba? And what is unknown is present worth, P. Kana. So, using the formula, money formula sa P. Or you can use the other expression. Kini na lang. Direct substitution. A is given. I is also given. 0.15 N is equal to 10. Okay? 10. So, and then after that, you compute. And then that's the answer. 50,187.69. Okay. So again, I want you to remember this. Kung asa to na-locate ang first payment, naman sa 1, di ba? Nasa 0 ang P. Reference niya ba? Okay. And then ang F side, mo coincide there is a 10, pinaka-last. So this is our cash flow. Muna itong F. So, formula naman sa ni. This is the formula sa F. And then direct substitution. After that, you compute. Money ato F. 203,037.18. Kinana. Eh? Another sample problem. What is the present worth of 5,000 pesos deposited at the end of every 3 months for 10 years if the interest is 10% compounded monthly? Now, here's a problem wherein the periodic payment is not consistent with the interest rate or the nominal rate given. So take note, 5,000 deposited at the end of every 3 months, meaning quarterly. But then our nominal interest is 10% compounded monthly. So what are we going to do? In this case, you convert the nominal rate na compounded monthly to compounded quarterly to be consistent with the periodic payment na every 3 months or quarterly. Okay. So, this is our cash flow, 5,000 ka. Every quarter, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and so on. Now, the last period is this. 10 years, and then 4 quarters per year. So, 40 na. 4 quarters per year times 10 years. N is equal to 40. And then you solve for P. Okay. I-convert nimo ang I. I-convert sa ang I. So, using effective rate of interest. So, effective rate quarterly is equal to effective rate monthly. Okay. So, this is the comparison. Okay. So, monthly I, nominal interest divided by 12 monthly man raised to 12 minus 1. Sa left side, direct I, instead na mo, agi pa tawag nominal R over 4, diretso na ta I. Because sa formula, I naman to. Because kung mag-solve pa kada ano R dire, kay yan 1 plus R over 4. So R pa na siya. Pag substitute sa formula sa P, I man to. Imon sa ito i-convert to R over 4. Balik-balik, di ba? So, din na lang direct to solve for I. The result is, mo na ni siya ang rate of interest per quarter. Kay quarterly man na siya. So, direct ni siya i-substitute sa formula sa P. Dili na siya i-divide o 4, kaya naka-divide naman siya o 4 daan. It's supposed to be R over 4 man na. No? So, gi-divide na daan o 4. This is the formula for P. Kanas. 1 minus 1 plus, this is I, raised to negative 40. Pinakalas. No? And the result is 125,073.46. Okay. So, sa 4 ka-annuity, this is the easiest one, ordinary annuity. And you will be using the formula of ordinary annuity sa other types of annuity. That is why you have to master ordinary annuity. Like, asa ang reference sa P, asa ang reference sa F, what's the exponent, so that you will not get confused pag i-combine siya sa other types of annuity. So I hope that you have learned something from this video. Thank you for watching.